Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock on a Monday, which means it's time for 5x5. Now, this is where I take 5 subjects. I spend 5 minutes talking about each subject, and then I move on to the next subject. It's quick, it's snappy, you never know what you're going to get. Now, today I'm going to be starting exactly the same way as I have for the last few weeks. I'm going to be starting off with a live performance. So you're going to get to see a live performance of me doing a trick live in front of a real audience. Once I've done that, the second section is going to be me taking that trick and breaking it down, doing a live commentary over the top, so you can hear my thoughts on the performance. I genuinely think that this is the best way for people to learn, by looking at past performances and seeing what worked and what didn't work. It's something that I've always done, and I know it's been a very popular feature of the 5x5, so I'm going to carry it on. However, there is other stuff I'm going to be talking about. I know a lot of people that watch the 5x5s and watch Magic TV in general like using mnemonica. I've got a little tip for mnemonica, which I think is a new trick I've been doing recently, which has been really getting some great reactions at gigs that I've been to, so I'm going to share that with you, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So without further ado, let's get into this week's 5x5.
Cool. Yeah. To do with a fork.
Yeah, you're going to love this.
Come on, down
This
there,
is
down
amazing. I hope I don't get in trouble because I sit in the kitchen.
Nick, you've got to watch it.
Here we go. So we're going to try and do a trick. Can you check the fork out, make sure it's a real fork? Yeah? Are we good?
Yeah, it's a bit flexible.
Now, here's what I'm going to do. I want you to take this pen. Now, be careful. The enemy of any bride is permanent marker pens.
Yeah,
I want you to put your initials right there on the bowl of the fork. Is this your new initials?
Yeah!
Exciting!
I was E, but I'm E J now.
Nice. And then on the other side,
Oh, that's good.
do the same thing. Put your initials right there as well. Perfect. So that makes the fork unique, right? Even if there's a million forks in the world, this is the only one with your initials on it.
Right.
So whether we hold it this way or this way, you can see it's your fork the entire time.
Yeah.
Now, have you guys ever heard of Uri Geller? Yeah. So he's a guy that bends things with the power of his mind. He bends knives, forks, spoons, cutlery. He's basically a professional bender. That's what he does for a living. I'm not going to do this. You are. I'm not going to bend it. You're going to do everything. I'm going to say bend.
Bend.
A little bit louder.
Bend.
That was scary. Slightly more magical.
Bend.
That was so good. If I was a fork, I'd bend. That was amazing. So here we go. Check this out. I'm going to go up and down. Just say bend.
Bend.
One more time.
Bend.
Watch the fork. Watch the front. Whoa! Love the look on your face right there. It gets weird. Watch this. 3, 2, 1. That is right there, and it really is bent. Touch it. Boom! I'm sorry. I'm done. Unbend it. Hold your hand out. Gently squeeze it there. Now watch. If I do this, loose up a bit. You don't trust me at all, do you? If I do this, can you feel it twisting? Come out of the way. Then move all the way around. Now, do you remember your initials were there?
Yeah.
And your initials were on the other side?
Yeah.
Now they're on the same side. Because in your hand it twisted like a corkscrew. Open up your hand. Look. Face again. Shit off. Now I know, right? It's so weird. Let's even go one step further. As I go up and down, anytime you want to, just say stop. Stop!
Well, it's free now.
Yeah, well, this isn't bending a fork, this is absolutely destroying a fork. That's right. And it's bent and twisted in 7 different places. It's still got your initials on. I'm going to give you this as a souvenir. That's
Can I have it?
Nice.
Oh, amazing.
Okay, so this particular routine is called Liquid Metal, and it's by Morgan Striebler. Now, Liquid Metal, in my opinion, is one of the best fork bending routines you'll ever see. I find it really great to perform at a wedding, or when you're wanting to do something special for a VIP, in this case a bride. Now, this particular bride booked us because she absolutely loves magic, and she wanted to see something very, very special. And Liquid Metal ticks all the boxes. Now, watching this allows us to talk about misdirection, because the thing with Liquid Metal is the bends are basically happening when people aren't looking. So you have to use the offbeat to do this sort of thing. Now notice, by the way, that I get the fork signed on both sides or initialed. This is actually a David Penn idea, and I've been doing this for years. It really kind of makes a difference, and the routine becomes a lot stronger because the fork is signed. They actually see the moment everything happens. Now, the first bend that's going to happen in this is a tine bend. So the tine is bent. Now, the bend has already happened, and anyone who does liquid metal will know that the bend has already happened. The most important thing here is not to worry about the fact that you've already got a bent tine. You know, you don't want to run if you're not being chased. And you see a lot of people that really do get confused and, really do get worried when they're performing this routine. And you don't want to have that happen. And I want you to watch this back a couple of times and look at the moment that the bends are being done. This routine is the perfect example of using the offbeat to make something happen. You've got an on-beat and you've got an off-beat. The off-beat is when the audience is relaxed. Their attention is elsewhere. And that is where most of the moves are taking place. They're taking place during the offbeat. So you can see here, the bend is already taking place. But we've just done the twist. That's when the bend is actually done. And you can see, the other important thing to take into consideration is eye contact. You'll notice when any of this is happening, I'm maintaining eye contact. I'm aware of where everybody else is that's watching me. And I'm making sure that they are focused away from what I'm doing when I do the move. Really, it's not that difficult a routine. It's quite a simple routine to do. But it becomes difficult when you consider that it's one of those routines that's very easy to do, but equally it's very easy to do badly. You need to make sure that you've kind of mastered it before you actually start performing it. But once you do it, it gets an incredible reaction, as you can see here. It really is worth learning. Right, guys, so what I want to do now is I want to give you a little idea for a routine you can do if you're a Memdeck user. This is something I've been using for a while now. The history behind this is back on the Recall project with Tom Crosby that came out through World Magic Shop. Tom put on a handling of colour Chicago opener using a Memdeck. And it was a routine that I actually kind of workshopped back and forth with Tom, and it went on the project. It's a fantastic idea, and I've done it for quite a while now. And then I changed it a few weeks ago, and I changed it so that instead of two phases, there was just one phase, and it's made the whole thing just a lot stronger for me, in my opinion. So I want to kind of perform it for you and then go through what you need to do to actually do this yourself. This is going to involve a Memdeck. So if you're a Memdeck user, this is absolutely perfect for you. But let me show you. This makes a really good opener. So this is how you present it. I've got Sarah behind the camera. How are you doing, Sarah?
Hey.
Sarah, there's a pack of 52 playing cards here. Now you can see they're all blue. That's going to become important in a minute, and you'll see why. But there's 52 cards in the deck. If I had you pick a card, maybe you think I could make you pick one. So instead, I'm going to snap my fingers, and when I do, I'd like you to name a card, any card in the deck. So if you could do that right now.
Jack of Hearts.
Are you sure you're happy with the Jack of Hearts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you could change your mind. You could go for that card. You could go for that. You are happy with the Jack of Hearts, yeah?
Yeah.
Because you could have picked any card in the pack. I mean, there are literally 52 cards in the deck. There are no jokers in this deck, but there are 52 cards. And like I said, they are all blue. But I want you to watch this and don't blink for a second. You're not going to believe this. If I snap my fingers, I can make one card stand out. And what I mean by one card stand out now, Sarah, there's one card and one card only in the deck with a blue back, with a red back, with a cross on it. All the others are blue, but there's this one card here with a red back. And that one right there is your card, the Jack of Hearts.
It is.
Boom. So that's what I'm doing. Let me explain how it works. It's very, very simple. It uses a Memdeck in conjunction with something called, thank you very much, Sarah, glamorous assistant, called Spray Mount. Now, this is 3M Spray Mount, repositionable adhesive. You can use this, you can get this from all shops or from Amazon or anything like this. This is not roughing spray. What this is this makes a card sticky. So if another card sticks to it, it'll hold it together as one. With roughing spray, they separate quite easily. With this, they're together. So this is actually 2 cards, but because of the spray mount, it's held together as one. Like if you were here, you could touch it and feel it. Really, it just feels like one card. So what you have is you have the deck in mem deck order, right? And if I separate this, this is just a red back joker with a cross on the back of it, right? That goes on the face of the deck. And the Jack of Hearts goes in position number 20 in mem deck, because that's where it lives, in position number 20, 18, 19, 20. There we go. So what you do is this makes a great opener. So you have the Joker set up, right? Okay, so you've got that on the face of the deck. And you spread through and you show that all of the cards are blue. Now all you're going to do is have them name a card. So Sarah named the Jack of Hearts. I know that's 20th position. So I spread through to roughly where I think the 20th position is. And then I just turn the cards over and I say, look, you can have any one of these. And I clock the card on the face. Now, that's the 9 of Hearts. That tells me it's 17. So I then know that 20 is right there. So I take 2 more cards and I just turn over again to check. I know that next to the 20th card is the 19th card, which is the 2 of diamonds. And then I just cull that card, that 20th card, underneath the spread as I show that all the cards are blue. Once it's culled underneath the spread, I square everything up, and that sticks that Jack of Hearts to the sticky joker. So now all I've got to do is cut the deck, snap my fingers, and when I spread through, there's going to be 1 card, and 1 card only with a red back and a cross on it, and that's the card they named. Guys, as an opening routine, this is absolutely killer. It's why I wanted to share this with you, because genuinely, it is really, really strong, and it leaves the deck in mem deck. All you've got to do is put the Jack of Hearts back into position, and you're ready to go again. So very quickly, let's say this is the Jack of Hearts. You'd say, you sure you want the Jack of Hearts? You can change your mind if you want to. No, you're happy with the Jack, okay? And you can pick any one of these. All of these cards are blue, but I want you to watch. If I just snap my fingers, 1 card stands out, 1 card only. Look, there's now 1 card with a red back and a cross on it. All the others are blue. 1 card, and that is your card right there, the Jack of Hearts. A super strong trick. Try it. I think you'll like it. Okay, I'm going to give you a sneak peek now of an upcoming interview that's coming up on Talk Magic. Now, this is going to be dropping this Saturday. So this is going to be dropping this Saturday. And it is an interview with Mark Chandaue. Now, if you don't know who Mark Chandaue is, he wrote the Harp and Crown books, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I got to hang out with Mark in Blackpool. He is one of the nicest people in magic. He is an incredible mentalist. He's got a background as a coin magician, as a magician in general. This guy knows his stuff. He's been there. He's done it. This is one of the most thought-provoking and interesting interviews that I've ever done on Magic TV. I'm super excited to have Mark on the channel. It's going to be launching this Saturday. And here's a little bit of a sneak peek of what's coming up this Saturday on Talk Magic on Magic TV.
Workable, but also I wanted it all to be practical. You know, none of this, oh, well, you can only do that if you've kind of got, you know, a 12-degree angle, it's a full moon, and everyone's got one eye shut. So everything had to be practical. The other thing is my performing philosophy is, as much as I've worked on all the, you know, knuckle busting slides, when I'm in front of an audience, I don't want to have to think. And, you know, you'll know this from your own performing experience, is that the more you have to think about what you're doing, A, the more chance you're going to cock up, and B, the less time you have to think about what's going on in front of you. And that's the important thing, is dealing with the audience, working, you know, taking advantage of that moment there, giving this guy your full attention, reading the room, all of those things. You can do a lot better if you're not having to think, well, you know, where is in my 724 index is the thing I need. How do I get my hands into that knuckle busting position? So all of the things in the books are straightforward, practical, and they're tested in front of an audience. But my other thing is I wanted the book to be fun to read. I've got a lot of, and you can't quite see my library over there, but I've got quite an extensive library there. And I've got a lot of books that you have to force yourself to read. There's gold in there, but it's a real hard slog to read them. 13 Steps to Mentalism is a classic example. Yeah, it's an absolute treasure trove, but it's bloody hard to read. So I wanted the book to be fun to read. I wanted it to be, you get to the end of it and you think, oh, I really enjoyed that book.
Yeah.
And hopefully you got some material out of it. So those were, once I decided I was going to write a book, I thought I want to write a book that I want to read, if you know what I mean.
What made you
and
go?
Ironically, I have read it.
What made you go for a book instead of doing like a DVD set or a download set or something? Because that's the norm these days. Books are almost falling out of fashion a little bit.
Well, I'll refer you back to my earlier statement that I'm a shit performer. And I say that joking, but there is an element of truth to it. I record a lot of my gigs. I have never watched one back that I've been happy with. I have never actually watched a performance of mine and thought, oh, I'll put that up on the internet. There are a few people that have seen some of those videos, partly for give me an honest opinion, and they watched it and went, you're shit. But I have never watched a video, and I will probably cringe when I watch this interview back.
Really?
So there is an element of I don't like seeing myself perform, but the other one is I love books. To me, you get a lot of pleasure out of a book. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of the humour in the book, which isn't as funny if I said, even though when you read the book, it's almost like I'm talking to you. Some of that written humour doesn't translate to the spoken word. But the other thing is, if I perform a routine on a video, a lot of people are just going to go out and copy how I perform it. In the book, I give quite extensive scripts, but they might not be quite the script I use when I'm performing. So I'll give you, should we say, a shell. But it is really hard to watch somebody and not go out and do it that way. When you read it in a book, you kind of have to make your own interpretation. So I like books, but the other thing is, I love having a library. And
Okay, so I want to do a review for you right now, and I've spoken in the past about mechanical industries, and I've actually reviewed a few of their things. I've reviewed some of their decks. I've reviewed some of the collusion ring set is absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of mechanical industries. I think their stuff is really good. There's a particular routine that they brought out a little while ago that went under everyone's radar. Now, this is available from all good magic dealers, and it's an incredible trick. So this is kind of a review stroke spotlight. You know what I like to do on this channel is I like to shine a light on tricks that have been kind of forgotten from months or even years gone by, and this is the perfect example. Now, this is designed to be used with their grinder coins. If you don't know their grinder coins, they make them in a $50 and a dollar size coin. They're the perfect coins for coin manipulation. A lot of the playing cards that come with mechanical industry cards, their jokers are actually grinder coins, and you can use the coins in conjunction with some of the mechanical industry gaff decks to be able to do some really cool sequences as well. And in Ignition, it's just a really cool visual moment of magic. And I'm going to tell you why it's so good in a second. But first of all, let me just show you what it is. So I've got Sarah behind the camera. Sarah, I've got a little keychain here. Can you have a look at that for me and just check it out and make sure it's okay? Make sure there's nothing weird about it. It is what it appears to be. Just a little cool little keychain, right? And I want to show you something. I've got a really cool cool coin here. Can you see this? This is called a grinder coin.
Yeah.
I want to watch the keychain, watch the grinder coin. It happens on 3. 1, 2, 3. I can actually take that keychain and I can actually attach it to the grinder coin. Have a look at that, Sarah. Check that out. Look, you can check that out right there. Boom. And that's all it is. It's basically just a way of showing a normal keychain and just attaching it to a coin. Now, why is this cool? Well, you know, one thing that I really think is important when you're performing coin magic is you try to make things as difficult as possible. You try to make things as different as possible. So you don't want to just keep doing coins across and coins through table and that sort of stuff. It's always the difficult part of coin magic is finding new plots or new ideas or new concepts. And it's why jumbo coin, making a jumbo coin appear at the end of a routine is so powerful. It's because if you make a jumbo coin appear at the end, it kind of signifies the end of a routine. Well, this kind of in many ways has a similar feel to a jumbo coin climax. In the, you know, let's say you've just done a coin to cross or you've done some sort of routine, having this moment at the end where you say, let's just do something with one coin. Which coin would you like? This one over here. Okay, we'll put that to one side. I've also got this little keychain. Can you examine it? Yep, let's take the coin. Boom. It kind of just creates an impossible object that people can look at. And it is absolutely impossible. Now, as with most of the stuff that comes from Mechanical Industries, there is a big tutorial on there with lots of different ideas and lots of different handlings. One thing I've found from Mechanical Industries is a lot of the time they go for the most difficult way to accomplish something. Like they'll go for like super complicated, super difficult sleights, and a lot of the time you don't need that. It's nice to have them, and it's nice to see that on the tutorial. But to be honest, the way I use this is how I just showed it you. And for anyone who's got this, I do the most simple handling ever. I actually use this at the beginning of a coin routine. I bring two coins out. So what I have is I just have this in finger palm in the left hand. This stays in my left hand pocket, and I have this in the right hand pocket. And what I do is I come out with this and I show it just like I showed you, and I'll just do the switch, and then I'll go in and get the coin. I'll do the move, and it looks absolutely incredible, and then I hand that out. And then I'll say, well, I wanted to show you a trick with a coin. And all I'll do is I'll just rub and it'll look like it comes back off again. Just a simple spellbound move. And I just put that away in my pocket. And now I've got this coin and I can go into anything I want to. I can split the coin and go into a coin production sequence. I can go into a 3-fly. The point is, it's a really nice way to open a coin set. It's also a really nice way to end a coin set. So there you go. It's flown under a lot of people's radars. It's called Ignition. It's by Mechanical Industries. And because it's put through Murphy's, you can get it from your favorite magic dealer. I'm going to give this 98%. It's a really strong close-up routine. One thing to bear in mind is you do have to use grinder coins in order to do this trick. Okay, guys, that's another 5x5 in the bag. Thank you very much for joining me once again on this week's 5x5. Don't forget, if you want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. And also, don't forget, the Netrix is now launched. You can go to www.thenetrix.com and you can get immediate access to the, in my opinion, #1 absolute best magical streaming platform out there. You can try it out for a month and see what you think. And everybody that's in there so far is absolutely loving it. Tonight, we're launching another 10 tricks from people like me, Kyle Purnell, Adam Wilbur, Justin Miller, and John Carey. You got to be in it to check it out. But anyway, outside of that, thank you once again for joining me on Magic TV. I'm going to be back again tomorrow with 3 videos, a Talk Magic at 9 o'clock, a Shorts at 2 o'clock, and a Live at 6 o'clock. I'll see you again. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.